Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel FitFacts, where your frequently asked questions about your fitness and health will get answered. In today's video, I will try to explain what contributes to your muscle health and especially the muscle health of your hamstrings. If you don't know what your hamstrings are or you don't know what they look like, that was last week's video, so check that out. This video might help you to optimize your training. Another purpose of this video is to make you aware of the importance of your hamstring muscles. Let's roll the intro. First of all, there are three major ways that you can train your muscles. You can train their strength, you can train their flexibility, and you can train them in a functional pattern. For example, if you're a soccer player or you're a runner, then you should play soccer or you should run. That makes sense, right? In this video, I will explain the exercises for your hamstring strength. So check out next week if you want to see the flexibility exercises, and the week after that for the functional exercises. So strength. You know by now that your hamstrings has a medial part and a lateral part. So you had your medial part, that is your semitendinosus and your semimembranosus, and then you had the lateral part that was your biceps femoris. The question is, are there exercises that target one side above the other? Studies show that there are exercises that are more semitendinosus dominant or more biceps femoris dominant. This might be important after an injury, because when you have an injury in the biceps femoris, where a tear mostly occurs, then it might be important to train your biceps femoris a little bit more than your semitendinosus. But there is one major remark on this. Your biceps femoris will mostly tear. Scientists suspect that your semitendinosus is too weak and therefore your biceps femoris will tear, because it has to do all the work that your semitendinosus is not doing, or even your semimembranosus, because the medial part is working more together. So keep that in mind when you schedule your specific exercises. Another important factor with injury in mind is that an ACL tear, so a tear of your cruciate bands in your knee, might occur because your medial hamstring is not working or strong enough. Normally it helps your knee to stay in the right position and to prevent you from doing an ACL tear, but when your medial hamstring is not activated enough, then you might have an ACL injury. Above that, when people get surgery from an ACL injury, there is taken a little part out of the muscle and put into the knee to replace the band that is torn. You have to train your semitendinosus because that's where the surgeon has taken a little part and that muscle is weakened. So you have to train that too. If you don't have any injuries, then I would recommend to train both parts and to see it as a whole. But keep in mind that there are specific exercises that are more biceps femoris dominant or more semitendinosus, maybe a little bit membranosus dominant. First exercise, the kettlebell swing. You have various ways to do this, but in the way that I will show you now, your semitendinosus and your semimembranosus are more activated than your biceps femoris. Please note and don't forget that your biceps femoris is working too, but in a less of percentage than in other exercises. Then there is a very typical hamstring exercise, and that is the Nordic hamstring. This will mostly activate your biceps femoris, but your semitendinosus is also active for a very high percentage. So this is an exercise for both sides, and both sides have to work really hard. There are a lot of adaptations to this exercise. An important note is that you should train in your functional angle. That means that when you're a runner, the ankle has to be very big, because in your swing phase you will extend your leg, and that is the most dangerous part of your running cycle, where you can tear your hamstrings. So that means that in a Nordic hamstring you should fall really low, and you should keep your tension in a really far range. Then you have the hip extension Conic-pulley. I did not know this exercise, but you can see it here. You will activate your medial and proximal semitendinosus and your proximal medial biceps femoris, and especially the long head. Then there is the Russian belt. Again, new exercise for me. You will activate the proximal and medial semitendinosus and the proximal semimembranosus. So that is more medial hamstring specific. Then there is the Flywheel Leg-curl, or just the leg curl on a station in the fitness. This exercise will activate your semitendinosus and your biceps femoris in a very large part of percentage. An important thing here is your hip angle. When you have a small hip angle, then you're training in another specific way than when you have a large hip angle. So look at your sports and watch in what angle you have to perform. For example, hockey players, they have to sprint very low in a flexed position of their hip, so they might choose for a more flexed leg curl. Then an exercise I really like, and that is the deadlift. Again, there are a lot of ways to do a deadlift, but I will show you the way that you will target your hamstring muscles. In a deadlift, you will mostly target your semitendinosus, so you can combine this with the Kettle Bell Swing, where you also target your semitendinosus, and then you have two good and quality exercises to train your medial hamstrings. The literature on the supine leg curl is not that clear. Some studies say that you will activate both of the semitendinosus and the biceps femoris in a very high amount, but there's another very good study that said that there is a dominant activation of your biceps femoris for the supine leg curl. The hip extension is another way that you can target your biceps femoris in a more dominant way than your semitendinosus. That was all the theory about your hamstring strength. If you like this video, if you like this kind of videos, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what exercise is your favorite, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks, and next week it will be cool. Stay active, keep working out, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye!